Today I'll be sharing with you how you can create some beautiful textured art using a super affordable product from your local hardware store called No More Gaps. So I'm just in my local Bunnings, and as you can see there are a lot of different gap filler products that you can choose from. This one here I would say no, don't get it, dries far too fast. This one here is much better suited to the job. In order to use this product, you'll also need a caulking gun and a Stanley knife to cut the edge of the canister open so your product can come out. Now this stuff has quite a different consistency to modelling paste that you would get in an art store. It's not as light and fluffy, it's a lot more firm and dense. However, as you'll see in this video, it still has the ability to form shapes and hold really well, and you can still create some beautiful flowers using it. One thing I will mention is you need to use a lot more paint than you would need to with modelling paste using this product. As it is so thick, it does absorb a lot of the colour and pigment. And as you can see, I did put in quite a lot of paint in a dark magenta shade, and it is still turning pastel with all of the white that's in this product. You do need to add more and more to get a darker shade, and the more that you add, obviously, the wetter and sloppier the product becomes. So I wouldn't really recommend using this if you are after really dark shades. You can always wait until your petals dry and then paint them the colour that you are hoping for on top, or you can add more paint in, and I will, and I'll show you now. However, even by doing this, as you can see, I've added quite a lot more paint. It's only going another shade, maybe 2 shades darker than the original colour. So you would need to add quite a lot or just avoid dark colours. Okay, so I haven't actually called this a tutorial because I'm not really going into great detail how I am creating the flower itself. If you would like to see how I create my flowers, I have many tutorials on those and some beginner's guides and things like that on my website. But as you can see, it is still forming beautiful shapes just as a modelling paste would, just in a lighter shade. That's probably the biggest downfall. Aside from it drying out faster, even though this one here isn't the one that I showed at the beginning of the video that dries super fast, it still definitely dries out a lot quicker than modelling paste. But you can try and combat this by spraying some water lightly onto your palette here and there just to try and keep the paste wet and soft for as long as possible. One other downside to this product is it does shrink a little bit more than typical modelling paste does. Therefore, I would recommend using it nice and thick on your canvas, using as much as possible, just to avoid any disappointment if it doesn't look the same as it did when it was wet. Anyway, the purpose of this video was just to show you that there are other affordable alternatives out there to modelling paste that can still create pretty things. This stuff is quite flexible and it doesn't crack the way that plaster does, which is another positive to this product. It does have its weaknesses as well, but when you take into consideration the giant cost difference, I mean, I bought a tube of this stuff for under $7 Australian. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer to give it a go and just see what you can create using it.